Hello and welcome to another edition of Siena Saints Weekly. I'm your host, Andrew Champagne. In just a moment, we'll be joined by Joe Miner of Siena men's soccer. But first, let's take a look at the week that was in Siena athletics. Women's soccer opened the week dropping a 3-1 decision at Central Connecticut State on Sunday, but rebounded at home against Vermont on Tuesday at Siena Field. Before the game, senior Ashley Barone was honored for recently becoming Siena's all-time leader in points, and the Saints earned a 2-1 victory in overtime thanks to 2 goals from Caitlin Cahallan. Here are her thoughts on the win.
I just think once overtime comes, we all realize how badly we want to win, and we go out there and we try to finish it as early as possible and do our best to win the game.
Finally, I understand you have a little bet with Scott Connell, the trainer, going on today. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Scott bet me that every goal I score, I get to pie him in the face, so it's at least 2 pies. We haven't discussed yet if an overtime goal counts as 1 or 2 pies. So
the team will be back in action on Sunday at Colgate. Siena volleyball split 2 MAC matches this past weekend, dropping a heartbreaker against Loyola by the score of 3-2 before rebounding to top Ryder 3-1. The Saints return home this weekend, hosting Iona on Saturday and welcoming Fairfield on Sunday. If you can't make it to the Arc, check out live streaming video of each contest on SienaAllAccess.com. Field hockey dropped 3 games this past week, losing 1-0 to Colgate, 10-0 at Hofstra, and 4-2 against Davidson. The Saints actually outshot the Wildcats 4-2 in that game and led early on Michaela Sullivan's 2nd goal of the season. Siena faces 16th-ranked UAlbany Wednesday before going to Vermont on Saturday. Women's tennis competed at the St. Bonaventure Invitational this past weekend, falling to the host Bonnies and UTEP. Meanwhile, the men open their season Saturday, hosting St. Francis at 2 p.m. on the Siena campus. Cross country competed at the Iona Meet of Champions last Saturday. Ryan Egan led the men with a time of 27:05, and Samantha D'Amano paced the women in 25:10. Both teams are off this weekend before competing in the Pole Short Run in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania on September 30th. Women's golf opened the fall this weekend at the Dartmouth Invitational, rallying to finish 2nd. They'll look to continue building momentum at this weekend's Princeton Invitational in New Jersey. Meanwhile, the men open the 2011-2012 season this weekend in Central New York at the Cornell Invitational. And men's soccer has been looking to keep building momentum off one of the most historic seasons in program history. Joining me now is redshirt sophomore Joe Miner. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Last year's team was so effective in offense. This year's team has more of a defense-first mentality. What's been the toughest part about changing the teams from year to year?
Well, this year we're just looking to score goals. We're looking for someone that can put the ball in the back of the net. And, so far I've scored 3 of our 4. In the past, Sindre scored some goals for us. We lost some goal scorers. And this year we're just looking for other people to step up, score some goals.
You've mentioned you've scored 3 goals this season. You only appeared in 8 games last year. What's been the most helpful factor in helping you most in the offseason?
Well, in the offseason, I really got fit, and I came in a lot fitter this year. And I've got a lot of confidence, and that's really what's helping me.
You mentioned it already. Last year's team graduated so many offensive playmakers, including Steve Cavino and Joey Tavernisi, both of whom signed professional contracts. What's it been like trying to fill that offensive void?
Well, it's been difficult. They were big assets to us, both on and off the field. Tavernisi was a great leader, and he helped motivate us for every game. And without guys like them there, it's difficult. But we have people stepping up, like James Beeston, sophomore, Nick Viaggio, super senior, still there, and we're going to be fine.
You're a local product out of Shenendehowa. How important was it to stay close to home to play our college soccer?
To be honest, it really wasn't that important for me to stay home and play college soccer close, but I do like the fact that I'm close. My family and friends get to come to the games and watch me play.
What's it meant to you to see so many people you've known for so long see you mature as a student athlete?
It's meant a lot. Like I just said, my family gets to come to a lot of games, which I'm very lucky because my brother he goes to school in Texas. My family rarely gets to see him play, and it means a lot to have my family at the games.
This year's MAC tournament takes place at the Wide World of Sports complex in Florida. How excited are you for that trip, and what does the team need to do to be competitive in it?
I'm very excited. I haven't been to Florida in years, and to get ready, we really just need to take it one game at a time. Each MAC game is very important. We need to take one game at a time and get the best seed we can going down to Florida.
Lightning round time. Here we go. Your favorite movie.
Dumb and Dumber.
Why Dumb and Dumber?
It's a hilarious movie. The movie is hilarious from start to finish.
The line about completely redeeming yourself is a really great part. One of my favorite lines in pretty much any comedy. Your favorite TV show?
Entourage.
Show just ended. You have to be pretty upset about that.
Yeah, very upset, but I hear they're coming out with a movie, and I'm looking forward to that.
Who's the funniest member of the team?
I'd have to say Adam Myers.
Why Adam Myers? What's the funniest thing he's done to try to loosen that team up a little bit?
Well, he's got this saying that he says all the time, and he says, "That old chestnut." And I don't know why he says it, but he just throws it in every once in a while, and it makes me laugh.
Oh, Austin Powers quotes. You gotta love them. What's your biggest pet peeve?
When people are eating and they let the fork hit their teeth, it bothers me.
Ugh. Yeah, I can imagine so. All right, last question. It's really gonna make you think. If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be?
All right. I'd say Mila Kunis, Jessica Biel, and Heidi Klum.
So you're pretty much a typical 20-year-old college student then.
Pretty much.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Well, that's going to do it for today. I'd like to thank Joe Miner for stopping by. Joe and the Saints will next be in action at home on Sunday against crosstown rival UAlbany. That game's set for 1 p.m. If you can't make it to Siena Turf Field, check out all the action online at sienallaccess.com. I'm Andrew Champagne, and I'll see you next week.